This is Danny with QuadLugs, and we're going to set up the controller, the CC3D controller, using LibrePilot. So we need to go ahead and plug it in. And we plugged it in here to the CC3D via the USB. And we're going to plug it into the computer. We're going to go to Vehicle Setup. Of course, no props. Make sure the props are not on. I never put on the props till everything is all finished and I'm at the field or where I'm going to fly. And that's when I put the props on. So make sure they're on. Let's do the upgrade. Don't worry about those here. And it's saying here, let's wait. Please wait. So just take your time with it. Again, let it do its thing. Now it says we can go next. Read this over. Everything's good. We're using iBus this time because we're using the Turnigy Evolution. So we'll pick iBus. Multi-rotor. X. It tells you how it's supposed to be. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rapid ESC. Here you can get, wiring diagram of how it's supposed to be wired in. That's just the way we did. We hooked in, or we connected the receiver to the flex port, and we used a ground, and the red are the power. You'll see we have a wire missing right here. We didn't use this one, the third one. And then the one on the end is the signal. So you've wired it just like that. And we did. Make sure your quad is flat. Always have it sitting flat. And it's doing all this stuff now. We'll do it again before we finish. It says it's done. So whenever you're setting up the quad, just put it on a flat surface, plug it in, don't touch it, and then continue on. Calibration. Now here we're going to plug the battery into the quad. Okay, we'll leave the battery plugged in for right now. And we'll hit next. Oh, and another thing too, before you plug your battery into your quad, if you have an FPV system on it, a camera and a VTX, make sure you have the antenna installed on the VTX, on your FPV system. If you do not have it on there, you can actually burn or you can ruin your transmitter, your VTX. So always make sure it's installed before you apply power. Okay, read all this as you go through. Now we're going to see the motors. Okay. And we're going to leave that about there. Actually, let's, yeah, we'll leave it there. This is turning clockwise. I'm going to bump that just a little bit. Okay. This is indeed motor number 1. This is the front of your quad. Have it facing away from you so you know this is motor number 1. And it is turning clockwise. Good. Go to the next one. That's going to be motor number 2. It should be turning counterclockwise. And it is indeed motor number 2, but it's not turning counterclockwise. It's actually turning clockwise, so we're going to fix that. So let me go ahead and set that. And to change rotation, just change any 2 wires on the motor. So just on that particular motor, you can just unplug it and switch any 2 wires. And that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Let's try again. And it is indeed now turning counterclockwise. Let me see where our setting was last time. 253. So let's move it up a little bit. I'm going to do 254. Okay, I'm going to do the same here. Okay. Now we'll go to motor number 3, and it should be turning clockwise. And it's indeed motor number 3, and it's turning clockwise. Okay. Motor number 4. It is indeed motor number 4, but it's turning clockwise, and we want it to turn clockwise, so it's not right. So let's go ahead and put that there. We're going to switch any 2 wires again on the motor. Just unplug it and the wires to the motor and switch 2 of them. Super easy to do. Okay, let's try it again. Again, it's motor number 4, and now it's turning counterclockwise. We're in good shape. Okay, next. And we're going to pick generic Quad X. Works really good on this. In fact, all of the QuadLugs, if you're using a CC3D, pick this. Works really, really good. And it says, let's save it. We're going to unplug the battery. Okay, we want to make sure that the battery's plugged in. And that the transmitter is turned on. And you can read along as we go. And we'll hit next. We're good here. Next. And we're good here. Next. And here we want to move just like it's showing. So you can see that it caught it there. Then we'll move roll, we'll move pitch, we'll move yaw, and it all caught. on the mode switch, and that's here. We'll flip it. You'll see that it caught it. Here is going to be the arm switch. And you'll see that it caught it. We're not using that. We're not using that. Not using that. Now I want you to center everything, and that's what we're doing. On the mode, there's 3 positions, so you want to go into the middle. The arm switch is 2 positions, so it doesn't matter. Next, now we just need to do this number. That's to go to all 4 corners. And you'll see it moving right here. And we'll go backwards. Just make sure it's in all 4 corners. And then we'll do the other the same. We're going to move the mode switch. There you can see it. And then we're going to move the arm switch, and you can see it. Next, it wants us to double check the direction. Throttle up and down is matches. The rudder or yaw, left and right, is matching. The roll, left and right, is matching. The pitch, we're pulling back on it, but it's going up. It's wrong. Okay, so let's do that. We'll reverse it. So now if we press up, it's up, down, left, right. We're good. Now here it wants you just to double check everything. Throttle up and down, left and right. Up, down, left and right. Your switch, it's your mode switch, and your arm switch. Everything's cool. This is where we're going to set how to arm the motors. We're going to go to accessory 0, and you want to put this to 4. If it's not on 4, just highlight it and punch in 4. Make sure you save it. Failsafe, the transmitter goes to 0 pulse whenever, or no pulse, whenever we lose connection. And we'll double check that in a minute, so we do not have to do anything here, but we're going to check it. Flight modes, if we move the mode switch, you can see it moving here. And we're going to leave this just as it is, leave that. And you want to make sure this is in latitude on both of these. And again, you can see it move through. And we're going to save it. These settings right here will allow you, as you get experience, to change the performance of your quad. Meaning to do flips and rolls and really set it up to where you can do a lot with it. But for right now, we want to keep it tame. We want to make it pleasant to learn how to fly. Okay, let's go to the next. And here we need to set to where when we flip the arming switch, the motor start turning, it will arm. Okay, accessory 0, and we need to click that. And we need to save it. Now when we arm the motors, it should come on. There you go. And we'll try it again. Okay, that's working. We'll go down to the next. Let's make sure your quad is level, and let's just level it again. Okay, we're at 100%. Save it. This is where we would do, or you would do settings here to make it snappy or insane. And these are performance standards or settings that you can change. Right now we're going to keep it moderate and we'll leave it just as it is until you get experienced. Nothing here to do, nothing there to do. Okay, let's go ahead and check failsafe. And what we're going to do is arm it. Give it a little throttle. And we're going to turn it off. You heard the motor slow down and then turn off. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do. If you lose signal between the transmitter and the quad, it's going to shut it down. It's going to go to idle speed. It's coming down at that point, and then it'll shut it off. So let's go ahead and power the transmitter back on, and we'll turn the arm switch back off. Let's try it again. We'll arm it. Give it some throttle. Turn off the radio. Exactly what it's supposed to do. So let's flip the arm switch, pull the throttle down, turn it back on. Okay. We'll go into flight data. We'll face the front of the quad down. And there you go, that matches. Lift it up, that matches. We'll roll to the left. That matches. We'll roll to the right. That matches. And right here on the compass, if we yaw to the left, yaw to the right, everything is working. And everything is nice and level. We have all green. That means everything's good. It likes everything. We're ready to disconnect and install the props. Make sure you put them on the right way, clockwise, counter, and you're ready to go fly. This is Daniel with QuadLugs. See you next time.